On this week's episode of Fish Addictions TV, we're headed way north to the northernmost part of Minnesota, to the northwest angle, to fish with Dan Schmidt and Flag Island Resort. Now our plans on this trip is to hunker down in a hard house one day and really concentrate on those walleyes and saugers. But on day 2, we're running and gunning, heading up way far up into the angle to fish those elusive crappies. We're gonna rely on Dan Schmidt's expertise of the northwest angle to get on those big crappies.
Mike, what? I've never used one like this.
Dan, that's a fishing rod.
How do you let the line out of this thing? Is this something new that you came up with, a new toy or what?
Dan, are you used to hand reeling fish?
You see those little pike sticks you stick in there and drop the line down.
Ice picks?
Yeah.
Stick with us for more Fish Addictions TV.
Addiction, the fact or condition of being addicted to a particular substance, thing, or activity. An addiction is not desirable. It is something that overtakes your life. But what happens when an addiction can't be stopped? An addiction is stronger than any one drug with only one cure. The cure is not rehab. It is not medication. It is not a counselor. The only cure for us is the water beneath our feet, the rod in our hands, the anticipation of that next big bite, and the camaraderie we all share.
Fish Addictions TV is brought to you by Eskimo Ice Fishing Gear. Striker Ice. Go early, go late, go prepared. 13 Fishing. Make your own luck. Acme Tackle. And the rest of our fine sponsors.
It's always great to get up here and fish with Dan. He knows the lake, been fishing this lake for 40 years, and you just always learn something new when you're up here with Dan.
Felt great being able to get up here at Flag Island Resort, be able to get up here, get to the cabins, have all the amenities, and be able to get out on this body of water and rip some lips. There's not a better feeling in the world.
It's always nice to get out fishing with the Fish Addiction guys because, number one, they're friends of mine, and we always learn something new with all the new tackle and stuff coming out. And this weekend was a prime example. We got to test some of the stuff from Castmaster, and it was awesome. Them white little spoons were awesome.
Now we're up here at Flag. The reason we're hunkered down in the hard house is because we're talking 30-mile-an-hour winds and 40-mile-an-hour gusts today. What better place to be than in an insulated shack warm?
Warm, holes drilled, minnows there. You literally had to step out of the bomber, walk 3 feet, sit down, set your lines, and start catching fish.
And it looks like we made the right decision.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the first fish, probably 20, 21 inches.
Here you go, man. That's a sweet fish.
That's a good way to start the day.
Now, we're gonna be in the hard house all day today, chasing these walleyes. Now, they've got them set up off of a reef, and we're just gonna be consistent, hunker down, and catch as many fish as we can today. And tomorrow, we're chasing crappies. Kiss of death. good eater, huh?
Yep, there you go.
Now, this is on the Glow Green Castmaster. And what we're doing is we've got an active rod, and a lot of times when you're in a situation like we're fishing right now, you're going to have an active rod and you're going to have a dead rod. And a lot of times on those active rods is what you're going to catch most of your fish on. But those dead rods, especially in the occasion like right now where we're up and our active rod isn't in the water, that dead rod's still doing work and still keeping the fish around. That's a beautiful eating walleye. And we're going to have a few for lunch tonight.
Introducing the new standard in high-performance electric ice augers, the Ion X, featuring the newly designed 5 amp-hour XC5 battery with 66% higher storage capacity. The Ion X powers through up to 1,600 inches of ice on a single charge.
That's a lot of extra holes.
The all-new cast bottom cuts fresh and frozen over holes more smoothly.
So easy to use, starts every time.
Flush holes clean with reverse, no more scooping. No exhaust, so I drill inside my ice house.
Learn more at ioniceaugers.com.
At Eskimo, we engineer for performance on the ice.
The HC40 is the first auger with an engine built for propane.
Others use modified gas engines that don't take advantage of the higher octane propane.
This high compression engine gives you superior power with less weight.
Propane burns clean, and a propane engine starts easy.
Our quantum blades can even cut through old holes.
The Eskimo HC40, the high performance propane auger.
Action.
The fish house that Flag put us in was absolutely packed with walleyes. Dropping that lure down, watching those fish come up active off the bottom and slamming the hook, setting the hook, feeling that drag go, it's a great experience.
Go. Yeah, there we go.
That's a nice little eater. We're gonna have lunch
perfect
tonight.
There you go.
You good?
Nice fish. Oh, at one point, Garrett caught a fish. I look over at the screen. I got a fish on my screen. I catch that one, and next Dan's yelling he's got one. We had a triple in the house. Fishing up in the islands of Lake of the Woods, where in the wintertime, this is kind of a forgotten area. It's, it's kind of one of those areas that's 40 miles by snowmobile from the south end of the lake. Or you can drive right up here to Flag Island,
yeah,
and it's a quick bomber ride out.
Right, and then when you think of Lake of the Woods and how many people are out here, when you get up to the northwest angle, there's really very little fishing pressure.
Guys are making the trek up here on snowmobile, but like we said, you can come and have all the accommodations right here at Flag Island. They offer what we're in today because of the wind, nice hard-sided houses with transportation out to the houses, or you can jump on a snowmobile or jump in another bomber and go with Dan Schmidt crappie fishing up in the angle, get the best of both worlds.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's another great thing about Flag Island is that they're going to have the information for you and they're going to assist you in getting on those fish.
Guys, we're going to get back at it, but double. Oh, Dan's got one.
Being able to get out in a fish shack with Dan, catch a fish, watch him catch a fish is almost rewarding in itself because Dan has taught me so much about this lake. It's great to be able to see him get out and enjoy this instead of just guiding.
Oh, nice thank you, Mike.
You know, I'm pretty impressed with these Castmasters. You know, just watching them on the graph, the fish are really reacting to this. Now, with the way these Castmasters are built, it's kind of like when it dives, when you lift it up and you bring it right down, it kind of flutters back a little bit, you know, pushes it back. Just a little bit different movement. Then you add these rattles on there.
Yeah.
And fish love rattles, especially these Lake of the Woods walleyes.
Boy, and that white glow has been really working good for us. That's what you had on too.
Yeah.
It's been just awesome.
Can't complain. You got a 17-inch walleye sitting here.
Yeah. That'll be good for supper tonight.
Yes.
Kilk makes that spicy walleye. It's my favorite.
Well, let's get him in the bucket. Now what we got here is a sauger and a walleye. So we're going to take this time quick and just do a quick education on how to tell the difference, because the limits up here in the winter time are 4 and 4. So 4 walleyes, 4 saugers. So you want to know the difference. Coming up here now, for me, the most noticeable difference is going to be the color right off the bat. It's more of a grayish color where you can see that defined yellow in that walleye. Now, a couple other things is right away, again, the tail, the tip of the tail doesn't have that white, or has a small piece of white on there for these saugers. And then on the dorsal fin, as you can see, it's like dots, little dots on there, where on the walleye it doesn't. So there's a few ways to determine what you've got in your hand for those people that aren't up here fishing all the time and aren't used to seeing a sauger.
Yeah, and like you said, fish ID is an important part of fishing in Lake of the Woods, because the limits do change from summer to winter, and it goes from 8 to 6 with no more than 4 being a walleye in the winter, but you can also have your 8 saugers.
And then one thing to always remember is the slot limit here. 19.5 to 28 have to go back if you're in Minnesota. So we want to make sure that we're following and obeying all the rules, and here's just a tip to make sure that we've got it down.
Absolutely.
It's always fun when you get out there and start jigging, and all of a sudden you get something big on. For a second your heart says, oh, this is it, this is the big walleye, but then all of a sudden it just starts running, and you know right then and there you got a big pike on. Now when fighting a fish like this, it's super important to have your drag set right. I mean, we're using 6-8 pound line on here. This fish is obviously bigger, it's a nice pike.
There he is.
It's always fun to catch big fish on time.
Bonus fish.
It's a beautiful pike. That was a fun battle.
That was exciting.
I'll let you handle it.
You know, on day one, it was great in the hard houses. You know, it was nice and relaxing to just sit with the boys and fish all day. It's like going to deer camp. But day 2, we got to go to Canada, and then it's run and gun and fishing outside.
Unfortunately, on day 2, I'm gonna have to hit the road. So good luck and tight lines, boys.
Hey, stick with us for more Fish Addictions TV.
Hi, I'm Pat Kovash, owner of Kovash Marine, proud sponsor of Fish Addictions. We're very happy to have Fish Addictions running our new 203 with our 350 Verado. Equipped with the Mercury, Yamaha, or a Suzuki with the Warrior boat is always a winning combination. Come on in and check out our great service department at Kovash Marine. Whether it's custom rigging, engine rebuilding, or routine maintenance, we can handle it at Kovash Marine. Come check us out at kovashmarine.com or 1417 First Avenue North in Moorhead. And remember, when experience matters, call Kovash Marine.
13 Fishing, make your own luck.
We at Eskimo are just like you, up early to take the morning commute to our favorite fishing hole. We understand your days on the ice, enjoying peacefulness and solitude are limited, and we believe our gear needs to work all the time, which is why we are backing all of our power augers with the first ever 5-year warranty. Nobody sells more power ice augers than Eskimo. Get assurance, get reliability, get Eskimo.
On day 2, we decided to jump on the snowmobiles, head into Ontario, and fish crappies. But one thing, if you've never taken a snowmobile trip through Ontario to see the scenic views, then you're missing out. It didn't take us long to find those crappies, and when we did, it was game on. A beautiful northwest angle crappie. Now guys, we're up here on a double header. Stuck it out yesterday in high winds in a hard shack, got out of the wind, caught a bunch of nice walleyes yesterday. Today we're chasing crappies, and here it is, northwest angle crappies. Now we're fishing about 31 feet of water out off a point, kind of where a little bowl is here. And you know, a lot of times you're gonna find those crappies congregated right in that bowl. Here it is, northwest angle crappies. Fishing the northwest angle for crappies isn't something new to me, but every single time you get out there and that first fish hits the ice, your blood just starts pumping.
Tell you one thing about these crappies in the northwest angle, we're fishing deep, like 36 feet. So you can see how the eye is just bulged out on this fish. They die. So we don't release any of the fish that we catch. No matter what size they are, we get our limit and we move on and we go catch some walleyes. And the way it's going right now, that isn't gonna take long.
You know, one of the things that makes crappie fishing so much more enjoyable this year is gonna be this free fall reel. You know, fishing these crappies, we're working them up off the bottom 4, 5, 6 feet, and then there's going back down. So it's just as easy as just pulling the trigger, putting your lure back down in front of them, and being able to rework them back up. That makes this reel like no other.
I got one too, Mike. Let's see which one's bigger. Oh, they're twins!
You guys, here's a good tip to always remember when you're out fishing, no matter where you're at. So at the end of the day, when we're running and gunning on sleds, there's nothing worse than going back to clean fish and they're frozen.
Oh, I hate that.
So what I like to do is, we've got our lit cooler here, is simply put these fish in a cooler. Now we all use 5-gallon pails, but with an insulated cooler, it's gonna keep them thawed out all day long. So when you get back at the end of the day, they're easy to clean. Now we don't just use this for fish. We put our bait in here, you know, we put drinks, all that kind of stuff. And with these lit coolers, a cool feature to them is in the summertime, we keep our stuff cold with these. But in the wintertime, you leave them at room temperature, put them in here. It's just a little bit of an insulation factor, keeps it a little bit warm in there, and our fish are gonna be ready to clean when we get back at the end of the day.
Perfect. I tell you, I burn up more electric knives trying to saw through frozen crappies. That's really the cat's meow right there.
Well, thawed fish, keeps them fresh, keeps them cold still.
Yep.
We're ready to go. Let's get a few more. They're still down there.
You know, over the last 40 years of fishing Lake of the Woods, one of the first things I learned was instead of waiting for the fish to bite, I wanted to learn how to make them bite. And I couldn't make them bite, so I decided I'm going to go to them. So we started to run and gun, and the more you run and drill, the more you'll catch on Lake of the Woods.
Grab the deucer for you.
Looking good, Mike. All right.
It's always a lot of fun when you get 3-4 fish on the screen at once, and it's just game on at that point. Real nice fish.
that was on that Castmaster again, that white one.
Here he comes.
Get him, Mike.
Got him. Just beautiful fish. You know, this is about the average size up here, what, 12 and a half, 13 inches right in there.
Yeah, you know, you don't get a lot of them little dinks up here. I don't know why. It's just, everything seems to be nice size like that. We had 2 17-inchers here last year at the end of the season, so really looking forward to this year and see if we can top it.
That's always the goal.
Yeah.
One bigger.
It's just the way we're built.
I'm over there doing my thing, and all of a sudden I hear Dan yell, "Fish on!" And there he is doing the 40-yard dash the other way. Oh, there you go. Another nice fish, Dan.
All right.
You just can't get better than this.
Oh, I love these crappies. I tell you what, you know, on Lake of the Woods, it don't take long to get 2 walleyes. You can have 10 of these little buggers and fills that pail up pretty nice.
What a great trip. This is gonna cap it off for us.
Yeah, it was a fun morning, Mike. The fish, we had to drill to fill holes, but
that's part of the fun, though. If you land on them every time, yeah, it wouldn't be quite the adventure that you get up here.
I agree, Mike.
If you're thinking about coming to the Northwest Angle, make sure to check out Flag Island Resort. Stick with us for more Fish Addictions TV.
Fish Addictions TV is brought to you by Eskimo Ice Fishing Gear. Striker Ice. Go early, go late, go prepared. 13 Fishing. Make your own luck. Acme Tackle. And the rest of our fine sponsors.
One of my favorite stops we make every year is here to Flag Island Resort.
Chuck and Andrea Hagenmiller have taken over Flag and bringing it to the next level. The accommodations are second to none. They've really done a nice job with the cabins. It's all about that comfort and making sure you got everything you need.
Being a part of a family-owned resort is really fun. I'm the daughter of Chuck and Andrea, and we always have really great guests, and it's always a good time.
Ooh. Wow.
You know, one of my favorite things about fishing up here and coming to Flag Island is the fact that after a long day of fishing, we get to enjoy the fish.
You know, the nice thing about coming to Northwest Angle, honestly, it's like going into the boundary waters without the restrictions. We got comfort, great people, and great fishing.
Here at Flag Island, we have a lot of opportunity for our guests. We offer heated ice houses on the Minnesota side as well as the Ontario side. We have fully guided trips. If you want to be in the comforts of a nice warm house, that's what we offer. Otherwise, if you want to be more mobile, we do also do run and gun trips that are for crappie, walleye, whatever your interests are. So we have a lot of flexibility there.
When it comes to people's vacation, at Flag we take it real serious. So when you work all year for that vacation, you want the best vacation. So come to Flag and we'll make sure it is.
Nice sauger.
Oh, nice soggy.
Doubled up.